We have an interesting case of a Amish kid running away and the parents getting him back on video. We're going to watch that video. We're going to dissect it. We're going to break it down. But before we get into that, remember to order your loved ones a genuine, high-quality leather belt from the AmishPotatoCompany.com. They are made of real harness leather. They will last for a very, very long time, and they look sharp. These belts are made by an Amish harness maker in the Amish community. They're in Shipshewana, Indiana. He also makes very sharp-looking leather dog collars that you can order at the AmishPotatoCompany.com. Go check it out now. Go get that order in so that you can have it before Christmas. So let's get into that video. Let's watch it. Let's dissect it. Let's break it down. This is a door cam video. I'll let you guys watch the whole thing first, and then I'll go through and I'll try to shed some light on the feelings and the reasons behind the stuff that's going on here. Without further ado, let's get into that video.
Hey, just so you know, you guys are being audio and video recorded right now. The doorbell is a live recording camera.
Godt med at stå alle så stille den. Gæster så lever der, Harvey.
Du har schon alle har schrecklich lang auf dich kommen wenn du nachgibst. Du boostest.
Stay out of my house. That's illegal what you're doing right now. Okay. Okay.
Huh?
What they're doing is not illegal. They can talk to their son.
They can talk to their son, but not against his will.
They acknowledge that
He was not abducted.
No.
There's text message evidence that he was not.
That's all we're clarifying is that that's the case.
Okay. Well, you have 5 minutes to leave the property until I call the cops and have you guys legally trespass.
Let's go.
Get out of here.
Harvey, come on. Listen.
Hey, I'd advise you to get going. Get off my property.
Harvey, godt med at stå alle så stille.
Hey, I'm not doing anything illegal and anything that he wouldn't like. So get off my property. Get off my property. You're all on being video recorded. Just leave. Just leave. You have 2 minutes left.
From what I understand, this 19-year-old Amish kid ran away from home to this person where this person has a house, to this person's house. This person took him in, probably gave him a job, and is just helping him get on his feet. Now, this person who is speaking here, who most likely owns this house, sounds like he was former Amish as well. So he knows what it's like. He has gone through it all before, and he has been helping this 19-year-old kid out to leave the Amish community. But now, here, his parents are on the front steps. So obviously here, some interaction has taken place. The Amish parents are just waiting outside for someone to come back out to the door. They're hoping it's going to be their son.
Hey, just so you know,
You guys are being audio and video recorded right now. The doorbell is a live recording camera.
Scottmeester, alles is stil den. Vergesst das Leben, Harvey.
So he let him know they're on camera, they're being watched, it's being recorded, and what looks like maybe an older brother or brother-in-law steps forward and lets Harvey know, the guy of the house, that God knows everything he does. He's also being watched by God. Now you have to remember, in the Amish view, in the Amish people believe that if you are born Amish, if you were raised in the Amish community, that is where God placed you, and that's where you should remain for your life. That's God's plan for you. And by leaving, Harvey has committed one of the greatest sins ever, and will most likely go to hell. So he's, in their eyes, Harvey is living a very, very sinful life. It doesn't matter if Harvey is going to another church or is saved, born again, whatever. He's living the English life, which he shouldn't be, which is great sin. And now, yeah. One thing, so it looks like the father or the mother, and maybe a brother, brother-in-law, something, are standing there waiting for their 19-year-old son, brother, to come out of the house. They want to take him home. Let me start from the beginning. 19-year-old son, he runs away. A lot of this is most likely a community where he has to literally sneak out at night and run away. If he doesn't do that, and they know he wants to leave, even though he could, at 19 years old, he can walk away. He can tell his parents, I'm leaving, I'm out. He can do that legally. It's not that easy though, because if you tell somebody you're leaving in those stricter communities, they will gather the bishops and the ministers and the family members all together, and they will sit around you begging you and pleading and telling you how much you're hurting them by you leaving. They don't want you to leave. An Amish parent's greatest fear is a child leaving the Amish faith. They truly believe that they're going to be going to hell. No parent wants their child to go to hell, obviously. So it really, really does hurt the parents, the siblings, if a person leaves the Amish faith. So as this young man walks up and stands there with his arms hanging, you can kind of tell, I can kind of tell that he just feels broken and lost because he's lost a brother. He's literally lost a brother. What this might mean to him and his family is that they may never see this 19-year-old again, or at least not very much. They have to, if he's joined the church, they have to shun him, probably for the rest of his life, if this is a strict community. He may stop in once a year or so, but you'll have to kind of reject him as parents. You have to chase him away, because if you don't, then other siblings will be influenced by him and his actions and his living in the world and in sin, and the siblings might see that it's okay, and then they'll lose more children to the outside world. In the eyes of the parents and the Amish siblings, this is huge. This is a very devastating, very, very devastating thing to happen to them. They don't want to lose him. It's heartbreaking.
The doorbell is a live recording camera.
Scottmeester, alles is stil den.
And all he's doing there is he's stepping forward after Harvey has told them they're on camera. He steps forward and he lets Harvey know, Harvey, God seeing alles is stil den. So Harvey, God also sees everything you do. And in his eyes, that's a more powerful camera. Harvey left the Amish. He is living in sin. No matter if he's saved or not, living in sin, Harvey is a rebel.
Vergesst das Leben, Harvey.
Vergesst das Leben, Harvey. Never forget that, Harvey, that God's watching. He knows your sin, Harvey.
Du har sån här schreckliga lan of die het kommer van dina rakke. Du boosters.
Du har en atlige schreckliche lån ute when in that akkeps, when the boosters. I'm not exactly sure what loan, if that's what he's saying, means. I'm not exactly sure what boost means or how to translate that. I think what the old man, the father's saying here is saying, look, Harvey, you have put a scary, scary responsibility on your shoulders. You're going to be answering for what you're doing to our son, Harvey, that you took him in like that and are helping him and now protecting him.
Stay out of my house.
The door opens, the 19-year-old son is there, and the mom sees it, is excited. You can see that by her hands doing this, and she runs to him, you know, saying, I think she said his name, I'm not sure, but said "Komm, doppelsteck komm," which means come, hurry up, come. I'm pretty sure they think their son is being misled by Harvey and whoever else is in the house. And they're thinking, oh, just if we can just get him out of the house, we can turn him back to our ways, our way of thinking, and he's not under the influence of this Harvey guy who's living in sin. So they go up to him, they grab him, and they just take him. The kid, the 19-year-old son, is looks like he has Amish clothes on. Is probably experiencing such a mixture of emotions, just anxiety, scared, whatever it may be. You know, he left for a reason. He left the Amish for a reason, and you know, there's many reasons people leave the Amish. One of the first reasons is they are so sick and tired of the plain rules. They can't do anything, and some of these young boys and women, they want to get some of that wildness out of them. So they leave because they want to drive cars, they want to drink, they want to do all this stuff. And they go out and they just party it up. We've heard those stories, right? Some other reasons, there might be abuse going on, so they end up leaving. Another reason would be that they have somehow found Christ, the true gospel, and they leave because they are seeking Christ. And that might sound a little odd to some of you. Aren't Amish Christians? Well, they call themselves that, but they don't, in my opinion, have the true gospel. I would say that it is a false religion, as in they don't believe that, you know, we're not going to get into that. I would say it's a false religion. So yes, the people who read their scripture, see the truth of what scripture says and the true gospel, will end up leaving the Amish, seeking Christ, and then never return. The people who leave for material reasons, in other words, they want to drive cars, they want TVs, they want to drink, they want to party, whatever it is, a lot of those people will end up going back to the Amish because, well, the partying is a dead-end life, right? So you leave the Amish, you're restricted, you can only wear certain clothes, you can only, you know, you can't just go out and do everything you want. You have all these rules set in place. You have a very simple life. So you leave and you indulge in all whatever's out there, the drinking, the drugs, the TVs, the world. You indulge in it, and after so many years, you finally you find that is even emptier than the Amish life. So you go back to what you know, and that's the Amish life. And if there's no abuse in the family, it's a great way to raise kids. It's a great way to be raised as a kid. I would choose that over being raised non-Amish. And as kids, as young boys, we would sit in church and we would hear these sermons all the time, these stories of the one who leaves and the one who's out there in the world. And he's doing this and he's doing that. And he comes home humbly to his father saying, I want to be Amish again. Because what is out there is no good. It's empty. We heard those time and time again in the churches, in Amish sermons. Were they true stories? I'm assuming so. But the ones who leave the Amish because they're seeking Christ or seeking a deeper relationship with Christ, they will never, ever end up coming back. Those ones never come back because they have found the truth, and the truth is not in their teaching, in their theology. So they can never come back because of that. Once you know the truth, once you see the truth, there's no turning back. You can't hide it. So this 19-year-old kid who left for whatever reasons it is now, he knows by leaving that he has devastated his parents. He has hurt them. That is the hardest thing about leaving the Amish, is the fact that you hurt your parents the way you do. That if it wasn't for that, so many more would leave. It's just, that's so hard. That's so hard on us who leave. We do not want to hurt but we love our parents. Most of us. We love our parents, and that's the last thing we want to do, is hurt them by leaving. But things get so sticky and so rough, we're left with no choice but to leave. However that works. In my case, it was, there was no other option for me but to leave. And I think that's the case with a lot of Amish. They get so I don't know how to, in a bind, or they get so like just squished down or something, that there's only one way out, and that's leaving the Amish. And the only way to do that is by hurting your parents, which sucks. And siblings. Parents and siblings. So this Amish kid who had the balls to leave left, and now his parents are knocking on the door. He probably doesn't want to go home with them, but he doesn't want to hurt them. He sees them out there crying. I've heard stories of the father sitting on the doorsteps all night long, praying and crying for his son to come home. Come home, son. Come home. What you're doing is wrong. We want you home. We want you with us. We love you. You know, most likely they're showing way more love to him now than they ever did his whole life at home. Because Amish people just tend to not show love to their children. It's just how it is.
That's illegal what you're doing right now.
That's okay. Okay.
What they're doing is not illegal. They can talk to their son.
They can talk to their son, but not against his will.
Apparently the 19-year-old does not want to go. Harvey is saying that's illegal what they're doing, which it is. If he's 19 years old, he has the right to stay there. I'm surprised he hasn't called the cops. But yeah, he's just letting them know it's illegal. And now here they tell him that they just want to talk to they just want to talk to the 19-year-old kid. And then somebody else pops in from the background, says what they are doing is not illegal. They can talk to their son. And that might be the case. That might be their driver. They most likely hired a driver to bring them to the house to get their son. So I'm assuming the driver's telling Harvey it's not illegal. They can talk to their son, which may be the case, but they're still trespassing if Harvey chooses to press charges.
He was not abducted.
No.
There's text message evidence that he was not.
That's all we're clarifying, is that that's the case.
Okay. Well, you have 5 minutes to leave the property until I call the cops and have you guys legally trespass.
So I can't hear what the driver's saying, but he was not abducted, text message evidence. So obviously the 19-year-old had a phone, texted them, got a hold of them. He wanted out. They went and got him. And I don't know how they know where the Harvey lives, but maybe he's known for this. Maybe he's known for helping people out. And I think that's good that he's doing that. This happens all the time. The kids want out. They have nowhere to go. They usually have a couple dollars and the clothes on their back, and they'll contact somebody on the outside. They'll go pick them up, and they'll help them out, get them on their feet, like Harvey is doing now.
Get out of here.
Harvey, come on. Listen.
I don't know if it's a brother. He kind of lingers back, and he's pleading with Harvey. It's like, Harvey, I can't really hear what he's saying, but it seems like he is kind of fake sorrow. Like he's pleading, like, come on, Harvey, we just want we don't want this to happen to our brother. We just want, he's just not fake sorrow, but he seems like he's over sad or over pleading. Harvey, come on, listen, Harvey, look, and then that's all I can hear. Then Harvey interrupts and says, get out of here.
Hey, I'd advise you to get going. Get off my property.
Harvey, God bless all us,
And he still lingers, that younger man. Harvey, God knows everything you're doing.
Hey, I'm not doing anything illegal and anything that you wouldn't like.
It sounds like that older man out closer to the truck is telling Harvey's saying, I'm not doing anything wrong, get off my property. And it sounds like the older guy is listening or saying, Harvey, bishnet de dad and hey. Yeah, he's telling Harvey, look, bishnet de dat and hey. You're not listening to your dad. It's not just listening. You're not doing what your dad's asking you. You're not behaving according to your dad as authority. Editing CJ here, what he's referring to when he's saying, Harvey, you're not obeying your dad. You're not listening to him. Bishnet de dad and hey. That's just once again referring to the fact that Harvey left the Amish, and by that very act, he's not obeying his dad. He's not doing what his dad asks of him, even though Harvey's probably well over the age of 18.
Look, get off my property. Get off my property. You're all on being video recorded.
So there the woman chimes up, I don't know which one, and says, God has the biggest video on the earth. And then she says something more that I can't hear.
Just leave. Just leave. You have 2 minutes left.
So, very, very interesting. A 19-year-old kid should be able to choose what he wants to do. I don't know what happens in the future. This might have been the best way to go. Let him take the 19-year-old, and then he can just contact Harvey again and just do it again. He'll leave again. A lot of times that happens. Amish kids will leave multiple times until finally they just leave forever. Or stay forever. Joe Kime, head of Amish Rescue Mission, I think he left like 7 times or something until he finally just left. For good, now he's doing the ministry for the Amish people. So you guys just watched a live scene of an Amish family coming and getting their child. Even though I side with Harvey, and he's in the right by helping this 19-year-old who wants to leave, whose choice it is to leave, legally by law, you have to feel for the parents as well, because they just don't know any different. Maybe they should learn different, but they believe they want their child. They don't want their child lost to the world. None of us parents want our child lost to the world. Amish parents, if you're listening, if your kid leaves, it doesn't mean he's lost to the world. Maybe they will party for a while, but a lot of them know God exists. And a lot of them end up going back to God, seeking out Christ, becoming born again, becoming saved Christians, and living as Christians for the rest of their lives. And if they're born again, they will end up in heaven. So if you're Amish parents, it's not all despair. It's not all, you cannot control. You can raise your kids the best that you can, and you have to leave the rest in God's hands. Point them towards Christ. Just point them towards Christ, and it is up to God to draw them in. If you're a praying family, pray for this family. Pray for the 19-year-old. Pray for Harvey. That was interesting to me. Hopefully you guys find it equally interesting. I am CJ. This is the Amish Potato. Catch me on my live streams. Ask me the questions you want to know. And we will see you on the next video.